This is San Diego News Daily.
Hello and welcome to San Diego News Daily. I'm Dana Williams. First up, there is a big freeway closure happening right now you should probably know about. Since 9 o'clock last night, a stretch of the 805 South through Sereno Valley in University City is closed for repairs. The closure begins at the 805 and 5 split and continues all the way down to Governor Drive. Caltrans says if you're traveling south from Sereno Valley, you should take the 5, and then you can get to the 805 from the 52 East or the 8 East. Northbound lanes of the 805 are not impacted.
We're going to be replacing a drainage culvert that extends the width of the 805. We're also going to be doing some pavement replacement so people get a smoother ride, and it'll extend the life of the 805.
Caltrans says if everything does go according to plan, the lanes will be back open in time for commute on Monday. Looming over the city of San Diego are big budget problems to the tune of a $120 million deficit. Mayor Todd Gloria spoke with NBC7 political reporter Joey Sapchik for the first time since he unveiled his plan to balance it. The proposal will require cuts bound to disappoint some people.
What was the most challenging part of putting this proposal together?
Having to tell your friends no. You know, it's often what the mayor has to do, is that you get to go first in this. We present a draft budget, and in an environment where the council and the public have been very clear, they don't want new taxes, they don't want new fee increases, and so as a consequence, this has to be an all cuts budget, and that means saying no to folks and things that I've prioritized and cared deeply about, but we just simply can't afford this year.
You heard it. The mayor says in order to provide the city's core services, public safety, infrastructure, and homeless services, cuts are going to need to be made elsewhere. One of the most widely unpopular cuts right now is the suggestion to cut nearly $12 million in grant money for the arts. And as the city of San Diego faces that budget crisis, the San Diego Housing Commission met this week to talk about possible cuts to some of its programs. The commission is already dealing with cuts in federal and state funding, which is where most of their budget comes from. The mayor calls homelessness a major priority in his budget, but homelessness advocates say more people are having trouble making rent and are ending up on the street.
And what we are working with the city to do is try to minimize the cuts to those programs so that we can hopefully maintain at least something close to what we have right now despite decreasing funding.
Mayor Gloria says he hopes Measure C, the hotel tax approved by voters to fund anti-homelessness programs, will help keep programs like the Housing Commission intact. Speaking of, a proposal for a new and improved affordable housing complex in Barrio Logan is meant to keep people in their community, but it also brings up concerns about developing in what's one of the most polluted areas in the county because it sits under bridges and next to the port shipyards. At a recent San Diego Housing Commission meeting, commissioners talked about that proposal to update and add 92 new homes to the Mercado apartments.
But is it a responsible position for me to vote in favor of a project that I love, but I can't vote for because I know we're sending people to live in an area that has serious air quality problems?
With the proximity to the port and where we are, air quality is a concern. You know, we don't shy away from that fact. Where we're able to do our part and make a difference, though, is providing opportunities for.
So what happens next? The project is headed to the city's housing authority for consideration. And as for the environmental concerns, the port has taken steps to reduce its footprint in recent years, including switching all diesel vehicles to electric. And the city rezoned parts of Barrio Logan to create more of a buffer between residential and commercial areas. And San Diego lawmakers face the very tough task of reducing the city's $120 million deficit. One of the primary culprits that is lower than expected is hotel tax revenue. NBC7 political reporter Joey Sapchik looks into why fewer people are spending time here in sunny San Diego.
Usually, the city of San Diego can bank on its revenue from the hotel tax increasing, but this year, those dollars are expected to decrease. So we talked to the president of this boutique hotel here in PB about why he thinks it might be that fewer people are coming to enjoy all of this. It's a standard sunny day in San Diego, but the forecast for revenue from tourism tax dollars is gloomy.
My international travel pretty much dried up. It's tough with the current climate.
Elvin Lay is the president of Ocean Park Inn, a boutique hotel in Pacific Beach. While the first few months of this year were good for business, he's noticed reservations dry up again recently.
And so we saw a huge drop in demand for April, for the rest of April, when gas prices jumped up.
Mayor Gloria blames those same macroeconomic factors like oil prices, inflation, and tariffs for the anticipated decrease in hotel tax revenue, which is part of the reason the city is facing a steep budget shortfall.
That kind of settling of the chaos would go a long way to improving our bottom line, as well as that of every other city and state in this country.
During strong tourism years, San Diego's CFO says the city profits from about 6% hotel tax growth. This year, they're eyeing only about 1.5% growth, a distressing decline, even though the tax itself actually went up when Measure C went into effect last year. He points to weaker international group travel.
While revenues have slowed, costs have continued to rise well above inflation in several key areas.
It's the same story at Ocean Park Inn, where the bottom line is dependent on which way the political winds blow.
Well, Visit California is actively portraying that California is different than the rest of the United States. We're very inclusive, we're very happy, we're very open arms. Please come visit us.
Higher taxes but lower revenues, putting businesses and the city in a tight spot, at least for now. Joey Safchik, NBC7.
Our NBC7 meteorologist Brooke Martell will have a look at your weather right after this.
You count on breaking news.
People running in the streets, they have their kids, they have their pets.
And help preparing for the unexpected.
Small fire right now, we'll keep an eye on it.
You count on stories from your community. You count on getting different points of view.
We're still human.
And your voice being heard.
We need help.
You count on in-depth reporting.
It's a mess, and it's making people sick.
Because you know the whole story is more than just the headline. This is coverage you count on, only on NBC7 and Telemundo 20.
Happy Saturday. We have really nice conditions on tap today, and looking ahead to tomorrow, some of those temperatures west of the mountains trending about 5 to 10 degrees above the seasonal average. The winds will be a little bit of a factor for tomorrow, and looking ahead to next week, cooling down and in some cases near seasonal norms. I'm also tracking the chance for some rain. Taking you out to La Jolla right now, we do have a low rip current risk. Wave heights from 1 to 3 feet there today. High tide peaking just before noon. Low tide returns just before 5 o'clock. And the hourly forecast looks really nice. I mean, we're close to those mid 60s already by 10 o'clock. We climb into those upper 60s and really settle there heading into the peak hours of the day. Santee looking to be right around those mid 50s throughout the about 8 o'clock hour, climbing into those 70s by 11 a.m. and trending closer to 80 degrees today. And this is going to be the case for most of your inland valley communities, but back to the coast, we can see upper 60s to about the mid 70s for your Saturday. Again, upper 70s to about the low 80s over your inland valleys. For the mountains, upper 60s to the mid 70s, and then we have mid 80s for your desert region. So trending a little bit warmer there, nothing out of the ordinary. But you can see for your future weather pattern, mostly clear skies for today. Later on tonight, we actually start to see some of the clouds get closer to the coast and then become a bit more widespread overnight. By tomorrow, we see the wind direction shift a little bit over the mountain communities, and we're going to have some more of that onshore flow. So this will be, again, a nice afternoon. Those temperatures still very similar to what we have for today, but we'll start to see that little trend where our daytime highs begin to cool down just a little bit by the start of next week. You're not going to feel it much until about midweek, but we're talking about rain chances as well. Tuesday night into Wednesday, still on the lower end, but the system to our north will kind of get the tail end of it if we see that rain. For that 10-day forecast, I mentioned your temperatures stay pretty consistent through the start of the upcoming week, but by Wednesday we taper off. It means some upper 60s for downtown and low 70s for the inland valleys. Here's a look at the mountains. We'll have 60s and 70s really through about Tuesday before we make a return to some upper 50s just for a brief period. And also for the desert region, staying warm through the start of the upcoming week before we get back close to about 80 degrees by midweek. Dana.
Brooke, thanks so much. A new hiking trail connecting the neighborhoods of Cerro Mesa to a portion of Mission Valley is now open. It's in Ruffin Canyon, and it took almost a decade to finish. Plans began in 2007, but it took the city years to find funding. The cost was eventually covered by state grants and San Diego taxpayer money specifically earmarked for parks projects. There were also delays in government permits because the canyon is a wetland area, which is considered environmentally sensitive.
It is really my connection to God, I guess, to be in nature and to feel connected to the planet. And it's really nice that we could just come out here, out our back door, and be here.
The way we have come to love and know our natural spaces, the plants and animals that inhabit them, is because of a trail.
There is a gated community at one of the trailheads, but there's a tunnel under Friars Road, so there's full public access to the trail during daylight hours. And there's more coverage you can count on at NBC7.com, and you can always find us on your Roku or your Samsung Smart TV app. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dana Williams.